Swamp Magic, A Tale of Hope. In a distant swamp shrouded in mist and shadow, there lived a curious frog named Rani. She was a happy-go-lucky creature with a restless spirit, who loved nothing more than to explore the uncharted depths of the swamp. But one day, as fate would have it, Rani made a grave mistake. She drank from the polluted creek that ran through the swamp. At first, she didn't think much of it. But soon, Rani fell ill. Her once vibrant green skin grew dull and lifeless, and her limbs became weak and unresponsive. She tried every remedy known to frogs, but nothing seemed to work. The pollution had taken its toll, and Rani knew that her time was running out. In the midst of her despair, Rani remembered a fairy who lived deep in the enchanted forest. Neriphae, a water fairy, was said to have the power to heal even the most grievous of ailments. But there was a catch. Neriphae herself was cursed to live among the toxic plants and polluted streams, and her magic had long since withered away. Undeterred, Rani set out on a journey to find Neriphae. She hopped through the treacherous underbrush of the forest, navigating the dense foliage and the perilous streams. Her body was weak and her movements were slow, but her spirit burned bright with a fierce determination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Rani spotted Neriphae near a murky pond. The fairy's once beautiful wings were now limp and gray, and her eyes were clouded with despair. Rani approached her slowly, her voice hoarse with sickness. "Hello, Neriphae. It's been a while since we last spoke." Neriphae looked up, surprised to see the sick frog in front of her.
"What do you want, Rani? I have nothing to say to you."
Rani knew that she had to convince Neriphae, no matter what it took. She took a deep breath and spoke from her heart. "I know you have been through a lot, and the last time we spoke, it did not end on pleasant terms, but we need to put our differences aside. Our world is dying, and you are the only one who can save it."
Save it? How can I save it? My magic is gone. I can't do anything.
"That's not true. Your magic is still there, buried deep inside you. You just need to find it again. And I can help you." Neriphae looked at Rani skeptically.
Why would you want to help me after everything I have done?
"Because I have seen the darkness that has consumed our world. And I don't want to live in a world without light. Please, won't you save us all?" Neriphae hesitated for a moment, but then she nodded slowly.
"All right. Show me the way."
As they journeyed through the swamp, Rani and Neriphae couldn't help but notice the scars that humans had inflicted on the land. Cotton farming had diverted water and contaminated it with harmful chemicals. It also caused soil erosion and degradation, wreaking havoc on their once beautiful home. But Rani was not one to despair. She knew that even in the darkest of times, there was always hope. And so, with a determined heart and a steadfast spirit, she led Neriphae through the dense forest, weaving their way through the towering trees and the fragrant wildflowers. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, they arrived at a small clearing. In the center of the clearing lay a small pond, its waters crystal clear and shimmering in the sunlight. A faint glow emanated from the pond, filling the space with an ethereal light. Rani gazed in wonder at the pond, her heart filled with hope. She had never seen anything like it before, and she knew that it was a sign of the magic that still existed in the world. But Neriphae, weakened by her illness, hesitated to approach the pond.
"Thank you for leading me here, but I believe I have to take this last step myself."
Rani nodded in understanding as Neriphae stepped forward, her eyes fixed on the shimmering waters. As she looked at her reflection, Neriphae felt the magic coursing through her veins. She knew that she had been given a second chance at life, and she felt her strength returning. With a renewed sense of purpose, Neriphae turned to Rani, her eyes shining with determination.
"Now we can save you and the others. Let's go!"
Together, Rani and Neriphae set out to heal the swamp. With every step they took, they spread the magic, and the polluted waters began to clear. The creatures that once lay dying now had renewed life in them, and the swamp was transformed into a place of renewal and hope. Through their journey, Neriphae came to understand that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of light. It may be hard to see at first, but if you keep searching for it, it will reveal itself. And sometimes, the most unlikely allies can be the ones who help us the most. As they sat by the water's edge, watching the sunset, Rani asked Neriphae if she believed that the world would ever be fully healed.
I don't know. But I do know that we have to keep trying. We have to keep spreading the magic and hope, even in the darkest of times.
Rani nodded in agreement, knowing that she had learned a valuable lesson from her journey with Neriphae. She had discovered that hope and determination could conquer even the greatest of obstacles. Even in the face of adversity, there was always a way to make a difference. As they sat there in the quiet of the evening, watching the stars twinkle above them, Rani knew that she had made a friend for life. She had found hope in the unlikeliest of places and had learned that even when things seem impossible, there is always a way to move forward. For Rani, this was a journey of self-discovery and healing, and she was grateful for every moment of it. Cotton, the most widely used fiber in the textile industry, has significant environmental impacts, especially when it comes to water use. Cotton cultivation requires over 250 billion tons of water annually and a shocking 10,000 liters of water to produce 1 kilogram of cotton. Cotton production also causes heavy pollution, as it is the crop most heavily sprayed with chemicals in the world. In addition to water use and pollution, cotton cultivation causes soil degradation and erosion, loss of forest area and other habitat, and the use of child labor and slavery. The industry also emits 220 million tons of CO2 annually. While cotton production provides income for over 250 million people worldwide, its current production methods are environmentally unsustainable, jeopardizing the industry's ability to maintain future production. There is hope. With support from IKEA, WWF created the Better Cotton Initiative, a multi-stakeholder organization that promotes sustainable cotton production. Farmers who adopt the Better Cotton standards commit to minimizing harmful practices, using water efficiently, caring for soil health, conserving natural habitats, preserving fiber quality, and promoting decent work. Over 75,000 Pakistani farmers have reduced their use of water by 39% and reduced pesticides by 47% and chemical fertilizer by 39% across over 300,000 hectares in 2012. Yields are just as good, and there is an average 11% increase in income compared to farmers who still use conventional practices. The Better Cotton Initiative aims to reduce damage to freshwater systems, promote more ecologically sound growing methods, and work with farmers, government agencies, buyers, and investors to promote more ethical cotton. Good news for Rani. Farmers in southern New South Wales, Australia, redirected environmental water to cotton farm wetlands to promote breeding for the endangered southern bell frog. The water was redirected from the Coleambally irrigation scheme to wetlands on farms and crown land during late spring and summer 2021-22. Scott Hogan's cotton farm was one of 12 involved in the project, with 140 milliliters of water going into his 10-hectare wetland. The Southern Bell Frog Project is aimed at saving the species from extinction, and the farmers hope to continue providing a breeding ground for the frogs. What you can do. 1. You can choose organic cotton. Organic, responsibly grown cotton is better for the planet in many ways. 2. Show your support for sustainable cotton by contacting your favorite clothing companies and asking them if they're part of the Better Cotton Initiative. If they are, great. If not, ask them when they're going to start doing their part to make the industry more sustainable. 3. Choose upcycle alternatives like BibiTrì. Let's make this our tale of hope.